India to provide 5,000 metric tons of rice to Madagascar for humanitarian relief. The Indian government's donation to help alleviate the island nation's ongoing food insecurity situation was announced during a meeting between the Prime Minister of Madagascar, His Excellency Christian Etsey, and the Indian ambassador to Madagascar and Comoros, His Excellency Abhay Kumar. Due to high food prices, extreme weather, and the pandemic-related economic downturn, around 1.64 million people in the nation are facing severe food shortages. In 2021, India donated 1,000 metric tons of rice to help drought-affected Malagasy and 600 metric tons of rice for flood victims in the country in 2020. India is a recipient of 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion and Shining World Leadership Awards for Environmental Protection and Good Governance, as well as a laureate of 3 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, 3 Shining World Leadership Awards for Justice, 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Peace, and Shining World Leadership Awards for Good Governance and Protection. Our deep appreciation, India, for showing your spirit of brotherhood and true love to your neighbor. May Madagascar soon have abundant sustenance as its citizens build a peaceful and prosperous future together in God's blessings.
Inflation skyrocketing globally. The cost of goods in the United States and the United Kingdom are rising at the highest rate in 4 decades. Owing to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, energy and food prices are soaring with accelerating costs in these critical sectors, posing hardship for wide segments of the respective populations. In the UK, the Office for National Statistics revealed that prices in that country had increased by 9.1% between May 2021 and 2022. In the US, the inflation rate was at 8.6% for the same period. In Korea, it was 5.4%, which was the highest Seoul has seen in 14 years. In Latin America and Africa, some of the biggest economies have recorded double-digit inflation. Our prayers are for global economies to stabilize quickly so that people can thrive again. May the war in Ukraine end soon and humanity rapidly embrace the loving spiritual principles of the vegan diet that ensure plenty of food and resources for all in the light of the providence.
Scientists find universal masking leads to reduced respiratory illnesses and antibiotic use. Researchers at the University of Hong Kong studied a decade's worth of data on antibiotic supply, respiratory diseases, and patients' blood samples in Hong Kong. Their analysis showed that during the pandemic in 2020 to 2021, the incidence of respiratory illnesses such as scarlet fever, tuberculosis, and chickenpox in Hong Kong citizens was significantly reduced. The scientists drew a positive correlation between non-drug-related interventions, such as mask wearing, good hand hygiene, and social distancing, and the reduced numbers of respiratory infections, as well as the antibiotic consumption used to treat them. Therefore, the scientists urge Hong Kong residents to persist in such measures, particularly universal masking with or without a pandemic. Thank you, University of Hong Kong researchers, for informing the public of these important findings. May all beings be forever embraced in Buddha's radiant love, as we pray for the world to rapidly adopt compassionate lifestyles to truly rid ourselves of all zoonotic diseases.
Crop diversification in southern Honduras improves economic prospects. In the town of El Triunfo, climate change has made it very hard for the local community to be self-sufficient. Lengthy periods of drought followed by floods have rendered traditional crops, such as corn, no longer viable. In 2017, the World Food Programme, or WFP, began working with local communities to diversify crops to improve production. In 2018, a predominantly female community cooperative was formed to harness the potential of the native cashew nut trees. The trees bear fruit, known as the cashew apple, 3 years after they are planted. The nuts are extracted from the fruit, and the cooperative earns cash to process them. The organization envisions providing employment to area youth through cashew growing. Congratulations, Community Cooperative, for organizing this wonderful business. Our best wishes to everyone involved for great success in your path towards self-sufficiency in divine resplendence.
70-year-young retired grandma returns to work as a lifeguard in the United States. Robin Burlando came out of retirement to safeguard lives at a public swimming pool in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, amidst a countrywide lifeguard deficit. The pandemic resulted in a massive decrease in lifeguard certification courses. The compassionate grandmother, who first became a lifeguard 54 years ago, explained that public pools provide very important recreational activities for youngsters. Although the training to become a lifeguard is much more rigorous than it was more than half a century ago, Ms. Bolando persevered and qualified. She stated, "When I said my prayers at night, I asked God to let me just keep this journey and push on. Thanks to the lifeguards, including 16 over the age of 60, 80% of the pools in Philadelphia have opened. We applaud your altruism, Robin Burlando. May all children be safe and happy in heaven's protection."
Meat-free sausage contest in New Zealand sees large number of competitors. The annual Vegan Sausage Awards, held in Auckland, saw over 40 different meatless sausages competing for the title of Best Sausage. The number of entries is a testament to the increasing demand for high-quality plant-based products. This year's winner was Plant Sage and Onion, which one of the judges, Mike McRoberts, a vegan news anchor, noted had an edge, a level of sophistication. It can be eaten in many different ways. Plant has transformed a no longer used cheese factory to be its new plant-based facility. Chris Kennel, owner of the vegan restaurant The Butcher's Son, who hosted the contest, commented on the improvement of the quality and variety of products at the event. "We are so elated to see the growth of veganism in idyllic New Zealand. In celestial benediction, may the planet-saving lifestyle quickly become the norm."
Tech entrepreneur announces plans to save abandoned dog and cat people throughout Ukraine. Retired American IT entrepreneur, 63 years young Dan Fine, founded the Ukrainian Animals War Relief Fund, or ARF, which aims to save over 1 million cat and dog persons left behind during the fighting. Facilitated by Microsoft's technology platform, ARF will efficiently distribute and track food, medicine, and supplies to animal folk shelters and charity groups in Ukraine. Additionally, animal individuals will be cataloged in a database for ease of reconnecting with their caregiver or for adoption into a loving home. In July 2022, ARF partnered with UK-based Dogs and Homes Rescue to provide 16+ metric tons of food and treat over 3,000 animal people at a bomb shelter north of Kiev. Furthermore, nationwide makeshift mobile clinics will offer flea treatment, vaccinations, microchipping, along with spay and neuter care for 1,000 animal companions per month. Our accolades, Dan Fine and Ukrainian Animals War Relief Fund team, for your heartfelt involvement in saving precious beings' lives. In God's immense love, may all in Ukraine be shielded from harm.